Okay, I'm going to show you how to break down your S&T BAR. If you have an older style airsoft BAR, they're pretty much all the same as far as I know. The only difference is the newer ones do not have the fake gas tube assembly, or the fake gas piston assembly. First things first, you have two pins in the body. There's one right here underneath the charging handle, and one right here up in the front. In order to get them out, you'll want to rotate them down, and you'll notice that mine here is broken. I'll explain that in a minute. So you'll rotate them down. You'll use a punch or something else. Go ahead and just push it straight out. Now, where my front one has broken that little metal tab off, and it's a very good chance that yours will too, because the only thing holding them in is two little dinky spot welds. I have taken that pin and notched the back of it with the rotary tool, so that you can simply turn it with the flathead and then remove it that way. Oh, and obviously remove your magazine. Now, once you remove this back pin here, you should be able to remove your trigger group. And obviously a disclaimer, probably should have said it first, but my BAR is not stock. You'll see that it's set up differently. In some BARs, the barrel's shortened and there's a pistol grip on it. However, the disassembly is completely the same. Anyway, once you've got this rear pin out, you should be able to separate your trigger group and stock. Best way I find to do it is simply grab by the stock, take your thumb here, and sort of just push with your thumb and pull with your fingers here. You'll pull it right off. You're basically just sliding them apart. This front pin here is what holds your handguard on. And it's also going to have the gas tube where it fits into the gas block. So you don't want to pull this down. You want to pull it out, because it'll slide out of the gas block. You may have to kind of shimmy it a little, especially if it's not been disassembled much. And then it'll come right out. And you can see where I've ground mine down to make it a little easier to fit in there, but that's not really necessary. But you can see how these two fit together. And it just slides into those little notches right there. Now, people love to talk about how the barrels wobble on this thing. The reason for that is because of these 5 little screws I'm about to show you. Now, these, if you can see them, 3 in the barrel, 2 in the body, are 2.5 millimeter hex screws. These are the ones that like to come loose that everybody talks about, and that's how you get your barrel wobble. Now on a stock BAR, you've basically got these little machine screws holding in, or holding on, a 24-inch barrel with a big ass bipod and the carry handle hanging off of it. My recommendation: remove the bipod, remove the carry handle. If you're doing a World War II impression, that's what you want to do anyway, since a lot of the soldiers and Marines that carried it didn't like the bipod because it sucks. So they'd remove it for the weight savings. The carry handle didn't even come around until late war anyway. And there's a very good chance it didn't see any combat. Now, the 3 screws in the barrel, they're what hold the outer barrel on. Once those come off, you can just take it straight off. The 2 screws in the body is what holds your inner barrel in. So once those come out, you can just pull it out the back like that. This here's your hop unit. This little piece right here is an adapter. There's another fella on YouTube who's mentioned that this likes to break right here if you are to drop it. Obviously don't go dropping your airsoft guns, but this piece here can break if you drop it. Your actual hop-up unit is held in by these two little Phillips head screws. Just remove them. You can pull this inner barrel out and service your hop-up unit however you need to see fit. Reassembly is pretty much the same way, just backwards. Put this back in. Line up your holes nicely. Reinsert your screws. This piece in particular, because the screws are so fine, and the material itself isn't any kind of high quality metal, I'd recommend you go carefully. And really, you just want to make them snug. You certainly don't want to be torquing them down to any kind of crazy spec. If you're the kind of person that doesn't really think you're going to be disassembling it a lot, I honestly don't see any issue with putting something like blue Loctite on. Two screws are back in the body. Now we can put our outer barrel back on. Put the two screws back in, or the three screws back into the outer barrel. Get your hand guard back on. Go ahead, slide your gas tube back into your gas block. There we go. You should just be able to shimmy it backwards till it indexes back into the body there. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. If you do want to take your gearbox out, which I'm not going to because it's super simple, these two Phillips head screws right here. That's all it is. They'll come out. This pin right here holds your trigger. This pin right here holds magazine release. You can punch them out if you want. There is an electronic trigger unit in here. It's held in by a single Phillips head screw. Once you pull the gearbox out, you'll see it. The stock is held in by a single large Phillips head screw. Phillips head bolt, really. And you'll need a pretty long screwdriver to get down into the stock to get at it. But that's pretty much it. To get your trigger group and stock back on, just lay it back down in there till everything right here is lined up. And then I sort of just give it a few little lovely taps there, and then it'll be fit back in. Go ahead and reinsert your pins. It may need a little bit of persuasion. I wouldn't use anything like a metal hammer, just use a little rubber mallet or something like that. Back into the screwdriver, something soft, not something hard. That's a good way to break these little spot welds. And then rotate this one back up. Oh, and one more thing to mention, the front pin and the back pin are not the same. The front pin's just a single round pin. This back pin has this little nub on it. And that little nub slots in right there. So when you rotate it, it'll go into that little cutout. And that's how that pin secures. This one's being a little stubborn with me. There we go. And you'll see that little pin right there. Whoop. That little pin will just rotate down in there. And that's how that pin locks in. That's all there is to it.